Welcome to Anime Out of Context, a comedy review show where a man completely immersed in anime culture torments his co-host, who is only allowed to watch the shows featured here. If you'd like to support the show, you can do so at patreon.com/animeoutofcontext. Alongside over 100 hours of exclusive bonus material, all episodes uploaded to Patreon are completely ad-free, even to non-patrons. Thank you for listening, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I attempt to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always hilarious world of anime.
And 8 years in, I need more weird little dudes.
I'm Shaun Rollins.
I'm Remington Chase.
I like the idea of a weird little dude quota.
I think it's a good idea. And look, if it's implemented, unfortunately, we're one of the first that needs reform. There's other things that have plenty of weird little dudes, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Like just think, all of the right-wing grifting podcasts, they churn through weird little dudes. Now, I don't like those weird little dudes
they're like the worst weird little dudes.
But there's so many of them. There are so many weird little dudes.
So many angry weird little dudes.
So many weird little dudes who believe that women are property and simultaneously are like, I don't get it. Why? Why don't women like me?
Whereas we're just weird normal dudes. We're just two weird normal dudes who just so happen to love talking about weird little dudes.
Is that the missing ingredient? Is it anger? Do we need... Well, no.
There's plenty of anger. There's lots of anger here. Usually from you, but occasionally from me. But there's a lot of anger here. No shortage of anger whatsoever.
Rampant sexism.
I mean, there is that in the anime, but not from us specifically.
We're 8 years in. How many years in does it take for us to realize that we could be far more successful if we were 250% more sexist?
I mean, when I found out that my sister listened to the podcast, she did in fact send me a text message along the lines of, "Oh man, if you don't do what I tell you, I'm going to make merch of you with, some right-wing grifter." I can't remember which one it was. In reference to a specific joke that you made on the podcast, a while ago, that she found hilarious. And I'm just like, oh, God, did Reb say that? Yeah, he did definitely say that, especially in regards to me. She genuinely loves you treating me like a right-wing grifter as a joke.
Well, and all I'm saying is 8 years in, while I don't agree with your principles, maybe I might be convinced by your business savvy.
Oh God, yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up, because I think the exact name, they all blend together in my head, and so when I hear the name, I know who they are. But when I have to bring them up myself, I immediately block them out because I hate them. It was Tucker Carlson. That's the one. Yeah, no, my sister's exact wording was, it was in regards to Christmas, and I was like, man, she wants to know what I want for Christmas. It's like, I don't know,
so
I'll
good.
tell you one. And she's, and I was like, if I think of something, I'll let you know. And she says, oh, please do. Or I will get you a sign made with you on a podcast with Tucker Carlson. She was going to go full, digital art is my passion thing, and make it look like I had a one-on-one talk with him. And I'm like,
that's a very thoughtful Christmas present.
That's a hate crime, sis. That is a hate crime.
She's trying to support you in your interests, all right?
Yeah.
And look, she may not know exactly how to do it, but she's like, I know you like him, so she's trying to reach out. And frankly, a lot of people wish that they had family that were willing to do so, Shaun. With all that said, here we are 8 years in.
Yep.
I'm concerned.
Concerned?
Well, yeah, all right. So we had milestones. We had episode 400, and it was One Piece, which, flawed, but had potential and pretty decent.
You didn't immediately hate it, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a win.
Yeah. Obviously, last week was a goddamn dumpster fire, but I feel if you're the two big milestones of episode 400 and 8-year anniversary, if you tried to show me something you loved for one of them, I guess my concern is you might want to hurt me for the other.
But Rem, I just hurt you.
Well, yeah, but that was also with something you loved.
Okay. Oh.
You've shown me your top two anime back to back. And so I'm worried that now you're going to break the trend.
Man, oh man, one of these days, buddy. One of these days. Most people don't know that I'm currently watching you chuckle to yourself, but you are. Like, you're holding it back, but I can see you, like, stifling that giggle because you're so proud of yourself.
I find myself hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Look, to be clear, all of my humor, you might think for a comedy podcast that, like, I want to make the people laugh. It's great if they do. It's splendid if they do. I'm here to make me laugh. I'm here to find myself entertaining, and if others also do, great.
Great coincidence, more so than anything. Oh, criminy. I mean, just because this podcast was founded on the idea of me showing you some of the most heinous, awful shit that anime has to offer, where's the pattern in that?
Well, I suppose we will see. So Shaun, it's a big old day. What do we have planned?
Would it make you happier or sad to know that Dylan had a hand in deciding what we covered today?
Obviously, I trust him implicitly. And thus, I know for a fact that Dylan would never wish harm upon me for any reason.
No, never.
And thus,
he's definitely never been extra pissed at you or me for fucking up in a recording.
And thus, I'm confident he would like a good Latter-day Saint, he would choose the right.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about reading and the two options I gave him, he chose the left option, so.
How sinister.
I know. Well, I mean, he is left-handed.
For all the etymology nerds out there, huh?
Yeah.
It's not funny.
No.
The joke there is that sinister comes from a root meaning just left.
Yeah. But no, Rem. I didn't have him do like I didn't have an intense discussion with him about what to cover because I already had a couple things planned.
Sure.
I just essentially was like, you know what? It's been a while since I've asked for Dylan's feedback on what we should cover. The last time was him forcibly telling us that we weren't allowed to do Pokemon for a long time because
because you had that.
We had that spurt of, what was it, like 3 Pokemon episodes in like a 2-month period?
Yeah.
But you and I loved it. We were great. We were having a good time.
And yet somehow we did not cover the one where, as one review states, he got pokey pussy.
Tell you what, Rem, I'll add it to my docket. Like, it's been nearly a year. Like, if that's what you want to watch, we can watch it. Like, you are the expert on Pokemon fuckability. That is
an academic.
As an academic professional, you are the one.
Critical lens, I am the expert on Pokemon fuckability.
That aside, Rem, no. We are going to talk about a show today, and it's a show that there is some controversy around this show, Rem.
I can't wait to stoke those flames.
The problem with this show, Rem, is that people seem to think it's too good.
Doesn't sound like much of a controversy, I suppose.
No, it's really not. There is some controversy in the show itself with the way it handles one aspects of things, but it at the very least is very clear about how it's presenting those aspects. So racist people are just, coming in to throw stones at things.
Okay.
Yeah, bet you didn't think I was going to bring up racism today, did you?
Hey, what a great way to celebrate an anniversary, all right?
Hey, man.
For our 8th anniversary,
on a podcast.
We are dismantling racism. This episode is going to be the one to do it, ladies and gentlemen. This one right here.
Says the man wearing a Team Jesus shirt.
I don't see what's racist about that, right?
Definitely nothing.
I'm supporting the I'm supporting a man of color.
Anyways, Rem. There is like a little bit of controversy here and there, but that's just, it mostly stems from how popular this show is.
Okay, yeah.
And the more popular a show is, the more likely people are going to try and hyper focus on a singular aspect of a show and make it out to be one of the worst things ever, and that it should not be as beloved as it currently is.
Plenty of things that get very popular. There's just an instinctual backlash against it by people who are tired of the hype. And then the people who make bad faith arguments in that instinctual backlash, I end up lumped with those people when I hate popular media, and they're like, aha, you're just part of that. And I'm like, no, once again, I've said it before, I'm a true hater, all right? I'm not a bandwagon hater. I might have bad opinions, but they're sincerely held, damn it. They're sincerely held and authentically formed.
Yep. And I'll go ahead and say that the thing that they focus on the most, which we may or may not get to today, is the idea of demons being inherently evil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
And in the premise of this show, they do everything they can to say that, hey, these demons exist just to kill and eat humans, essentially, and have the intelligence to do so, to trick and kill and eat humans, essentially. And people automatically turn that into real world shit, which is, if you want to have that discussion, I think the show is trying to tell you to have that discussion. But you do also have to recognize in the fantasy of the setting itself that demons not, even if there is room to talk about it, by and large, they can only survive off of eating people. So it's a little rough regardless. But that's besides the point. You're probably wondering what Dylan was involved with in choosing this show.
Yeah.
The thing I told Dylan to decide on was whether or not we are doing a brand new show that we've never covered before, or a revisit.
Okay, and so if you asked him in that order, then left to right, brand new show would be the one he chose.
Good thing I asked him in the other order. We're doing a revisit today, Rem.
Cowardice.
You're calling Dylan a coward?
Choosing the safe option.
The safe option. He cares about that bottom line. He really does.
Look, if Dylan was willing to take risks, then we would have a chorus of weird little dudes across this whole episode. And yet, listeners, if you're capable of hearing this without your ears bleeding, if he decided, but I think it actually matters that the podcast is legible and a consumable product. That's artistic cowardice.
If you would like to experience Remington's definition of art in all of its glory, check our Patreon.
Some might say it's reasonable, but we just need to face the facts.
Now, does it make you more confident or less confident that I didn't tell him what the options were between those two?
Less.
Less? You think that because he chose Revisit that you are going to suffer?
Yes, quite a bit.
I've already given you some hints as to what it could potentially be. Do you have any thoughts? Something beloved that may or may not feature demons?
Okay. I feel like there's two demon media that like immediately stick out and especially are like just like in the zeitgeist. Though frankly, like so fucking many. But the two that stick out, I suppose a little bit more, of course, there's Demon Slayer.
Okay.
It's got it in the name.
It does.
There's also, I think, like a Chainsaw Man would count, technically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you want to interchange devil and demon, that's fine. We're not talking about D&D, so like that distinction isn't relevant.
But there's a lot. There's a lot.
There's a lot. It's almost like stories about powerful entities made of pure evil that cause harm to humans is a running theme in storytelling.
Yeah. So all right. So what are we revisiting?
Rem, it's our 8-year anniversary. And what better way to revisit an 8-year anniversary than talking about one of my favorite shows of all time?
Okay. 3 weeks in a row.
Don't say
I've been blessed.
I purposefully sandwiched the shit one in the middle. I wanted the most delicious bread around, and then you get slapped in the face with shit, but then you're like, oh, but the bread's still good. That's what I wanted. Because these are the two episodes I care about the most. Valentine's Day is just like a little extra ha-ha hee-hee. Don't you remember how funny it is to make the boy suffer? Like that's just like the superficial one. These, like, episode 400 and 8-year anniversary, those are the meaty good ones where we're supposed to have the nice, fun, long discussions about media that actually has, like, prominence and meaning to it.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so, look, obviously, as a close friend of yours for a long time, I know what all of your favorites are.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
I know what all of them... I'd be a bad friend if I didn't. But if you want to remind the people... Because they may have forgotten.
Mm-hmm. They may have forgotten one of my favorites.
They may not have as encyclopedic a knowledge as I do of your favorite things.
Yeah. Hey, just out of curiosity, what do you think are my top 5 favorite anime, Rem?
I mean, I know what they are.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Do you? Can you name one of them?
One Piece?
Incorrect.
What the fuck?
I told you last when we did that episode, the One Piece anime is not in my top 10.
It's crazy.
I love the manga. I don't like the anime all that much.
Okay, all
There's
right.
aspects of the anime I love, but the manga, not so much. Yeah, like the manga's where it's at.
Zootopia. Zootopia 2.
8 years, folks. 8 years.
Violence Voyager.
You mean the anime that only you and I saw?
The only us.
Only us.
Cory in the House.
Man, the man can't come up with a legitimate answer.
Horny
That's wild.
dog anime.
You don't even remember the name of the one we covered just last week.
I'm not talking about the one last week. I'm talking about hornier dog anime. More horny, more dog.
Oh, fucking Inukai? Really?
Yeah. So
More
yeah,
horny, more dog.
So
The worst sequel.
Yeah, I'd say those are your top 5, but also like they're not your public top 5, right? They're the top 5 of your id. They're the top 5 of your monkey brain.
My monkey.
Yeah, that's
brain.
not trying to put on any airs, not trying to put on a mask or a facade.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 8 years, and my monkey brain automatically goes to the worst shit ever. Yeah, that's fascinating. A true trash taste inspired moment. Fascinating. All right, fine. I will come off of it. Genuinely, Rem, you could have guessed it. You really could have if you've just paid attention to me a little bit in the past. Not even in the past 8 years, man. It only came out 3 years ago as an anime adaptation. I'm talking about Sousou no Frieren.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Frieren Beyond Journey's End. One of my favorite anime of all time. Easily.
I wasn't sure if that was like in the top 5 spots or not. I would have easily been like, oh yeah, I would have described it as one of your favorites, but I would have hesitated if I was asked if it was in your top 5.
Yeah, and of course my top 10 rotates spots all the time, but pretty consistently Frieren's been like in that top 5 range. Just because of 1, how it makes me feel, 2, the way it presents its characters and story, and 3, it's a real fantasy anime. It's real authentic fantasy.
Yeah.
You know how much I love real authentic fantasy, Rem? A lot. It's my favorite. And also, another reason we're doing it today, 2nd season is currently airing.
Wow.
Yeah, just 3 short years later. Like, not even that, really, because it aired in fall of 2023, so a little under 3 years.
Well, let me tell you everything I remember about Frieren, shall I?
Okay, we only watched 3 episodes, so really, there's plenty you could remember.
Elf.
Yes.
Old elf.
Same character, but yes.
Well, yes, I'm elaborating.
Okay, all right, go on, sorry to interrupt.
Loved ones and friends and shit die. Found family dead.
Yes.
Because old.
Yes.
Pupil.
Okay.
Purple pupil.
A purple pupil eater?
A purple pupil magic eater.
Okay.
I think they fought a big demon.
They did?
That's what I remember.
No. Oh, bless your heart, buddy.
That's not too shabby for just
broad strokes.
What more happened in those 3 episodes that I need to remember?
Maybe the emotions you felt?
Overrated. I don't know. Did I like it?
Yeah, you overall liked it. You got very nitpicky with your criticisms, which are usually a sign that you're having a hard time finding things to dislike about it. And it was very much a difference in genre preference for us.
Yeah.
Because, I fuck with fantasy hardcore, and you liked the elements that it was trying to install of the idea of loving the people you're with currently and understanding what that once they're gone, there's not much you can do. And, turns out the idea of a being that lives for hundreds of years, only just now realizing that fact after it's too late, is kind of a melancholic way to start a story. And the fact that she's now going on a new journey with a new apprentice is kind of an interesting beginning to a story. Because, as the English title says, Frieren Beyond Journey's End is a story about the lovely mage Frieren, a elf mage who was one of the 4 members of the party that killed the Demon King. That classic trope.
Oh, yeah, they killed Demon King, and then it's just like, oh, look how victorious we are, look how great we are, we fucking did a celebration, but then...
Yep, but then
the ravages of time.
Yeah, and the story started with us being introduced to the heroes party, including Himmelheiter and Eisen. all the names are German words for something, just as a reminder. And, Frieren is introduced as this like stoic mage elf character who treated their 10-year-long journey as just a mere 10 years, because what is time to a being that lives hundreds of years?
Oh yeah, she was like kind of just super callous, which I think I criticized.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe that, to reiterate my half-remembered argument,
Yep.
I believe it was something along the lines of, I don't accept the notion that 10 years is irrelevant to an immortal. I think that the thing with immortality is that 10 years, 1,000 years ago may be less impactful, maybe less meaningful. But 10 years, the past 10 years are very meaningful, are very impactful, and should at least still be felt to a substantial degree, even if to a certain element it's callous. It shouldn't be to that extreme.
Right.
And so I found that both a less interesting and less honest portrayal.
And the story does portray that as how it seems from the outset. But as we go into the story and, we realize that Frieren does, in fact, care, like we even realized that in that first episode, that it's just that she didn't really register it. And the story is not only just this new journey, but also her going to all the places that she went to on her previous journey, reminiscing and trying to realize just how truly how much she cared. Let's just face it, elves be neurodivergent.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to sum it up. And that's kind of where the beauty of the story comes in, because, as you say, it's a little hard to imagine the idea of any character, despite, immortal status or otherwise, not thinking much of those 10 years per se. But when the show itself continues to show that, oh yeah, no, actually, those 10 years were the most important 10 years of her life, and it's just her processing time is so out of the loop and so slow that it only took until everything was gone to actually set things into motion to realize how much she truly cared about it. Because the rest of the story is her going on this new journey and like reliving those experiences with the new people she's with and, enjoying the people she is with currently. First and foremost, being Fern, her lovely apprentice.
Yeah, that's the purple pupil.
Yep, the purple pupil Fern. Who is essentially one of her former companions' adopted daughter. The corrupt priest Heiter.
Oh yeah, there was the priest. There was a dwarf.
There was a dwarf. That was Eisen.
Then I don't remember this, but I would say like a knight.
Yeah, they call him a hero specifically.
Sure.
That's like the JRPG classification of cool dude with sword.
Yeah.
So yeah, knight is probably the easiest like comparison point there. But yeah, Himmel the hero, Eisen the, I want to say fighter is the word they use, and of course Heiter the priest. And that was the party. And those first 3 episodes are more or less just a prolonged introduction to Frieren, the party, and Fern, and getting them started on their journey. And when we did release that episode, we actually got a little bit of flack from that. Or should I say I got a little bit of flack.
Only showing me 3 episodes. How dare you?
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. Because a lot of people consider the first 4 episodes to be like the complete introduction to the story.
So you got off right before people would have been much more satisfied.
But here's the thing. Not everybody's going to know that, dog. So I did that on purpose to actually see if those 3 episodes by itself could be a good enough introduction to get people interested.
I'll accept this seemingly revisionist history.
I think I said it in the original episode. If I didn't, I said it in 1 or 2 episodes after I got that feedback. Because genuinely, I was like, oh man, these first 4 episodes are great because it actually sets up the whole story.
Sure. What
if I only show him 3 of a show that I adore?
All right, well, we're talking about episodes count. And so, Shaun, I gotta ask the question. 8-year anniversary. How many episodes, Frieren, am I gonna watch?
That is the question, isn't it?
I'm steeling myself. I'm girding my loins. They've never been this girded before.
So, as I love the show so much, and the first season is 28 episodes, the temptation to show you the rest of it was really high. But that is way too much fantasy for your little brain to handle.
It is a lot.
It is a lot. And honestly, it's just a lot of content in general because these are full-length episodes. No. I think, honestly, just giving you another brief foray into things, because I think there's enough to talk about in each of these individual episodes. And, like, there's enough of, like, raw feeling and emotion that you can actually kind of get a vibe for things. Because the first 5-ish episodes are the ones where they front load a lot of, like, the feelings and, like, melancholy.
Sure.
And then as it becomes a more standard fantasy story, then it gets into more of, like, the world itself they're currently in, the journey that they are currently on, and why they're going there, the people they meet along the way, and how that affects them in the real world, the new companions they pick up, just the general vibe of how things go in their little day-to-day adventure. Or I should say month-to-month adventure, because one thing you will probably have forgotten is that time is dictated in every episode by pointing out how long it's been since the death of Himmel the hero. Yep. And since, like, where we left off was about 28 years after the death of Himmel the hero, right after Fern was adopted, essentially.
Yeah.
And gone on their journey. We are going into, like, the 30-ish years era, and that part onward. And so I figured that the best place to stop you at would probably be episode 10.
All right.
So 7 episodes, Rem. And I think that's a good start, because episode 4 is where they get the exact outline of what their new quest is going to be. Episode 5 is where we get the newest member of the traveling party.
Episode 6 is where they introduce the horny blue dog.
There is no horny blue dog. No. I mean, there is a character later on who is a priest that wants nothing more than to travel with an older woman.
Sean Rollins cameo there.
Okay, all right. And we're not going to get to him today.
Don't forget,
obviously.
Folks, 8 years in, and you're damn right the MILF Hunter is still on the prowl.
Goodness. I will say, though, the funniest joke of that whole introduction is Frieren very confidently is like, there aren't many women older than me.
And then they fuck.
No. He's clearly not interested in her. Because, she's not what he pictures when he thinks of,
He's a horn dog of principles, all right?
He is. Don't get me wrong, Frieren's great, but, like, just the sheer disappointment when she quote unquote tries to seduce him to joining their group for a short journey is very fucking funny. And I wish I could get to that point today, but nah. I think just getting the initial party together and this first little introduction to how demons are and introduced, and finishing like a little almost like 3-episode mini arc is what you're going to call it, where we get an introduction to the more human side of demons. And they start to introduce that idea of, hey, demons' sole existence is to manipulate people and, just so that they can be killed and eaten and all that jazz. And will use any amount of words or tactics whatsoever. And Frieren doesn't give them a fucking chance in that regard. So I think that's basically where I'm standing. I adore the show. I love this show. Is it perfect? No. But it's a show that makes me think and feel and vibe, and that alone is a great enough reason to celebrate 8 years with my good buddy. Because after all, we've kind of been on a journey together, a mere 8-year journey, if you want to call it that.
I hope that when we come back in part 2, we can celebrate together, Shaun.
Well, hey, man, I'll tell you right now, if you come back hating the show, man, 8 years, huh?
A beautiful 8 years.
Either way, I think
who knows? Maybe in part 2, depending on how I feel about Frieren, we may reach a climactic final battle of AnimEighties podcast where we meet up in real life and fight. Fight in a parking lot.
A parking lot. Any specific parking lot or just any?
Whatever's convenient.
Whatever's convenient, something right in between us.
Yeah, something good for a fight.
Like the Denny's that's right in between us.
Yeah, see, there you go. Just in a nice Denny's parking lot. They're used to it.
Yeah, and now imagine people trying to triangulate where we live based on the fact that we mentioned there's a Denny's.
They're like, okay, somewhere they live, somewhere there's a Denny's generally between them.
With that, we can triangulate them. Doxing people is horrible. Don't do it. At any rate, I think that's about where we are. Without further ado, let's go straight into it. Let's go watch some Soso no Frieren. Okay, and we are back after watching some more episodes of the hit 2023 anime Soso no Frieren, or Frieren Beyond Journey's End. To be more specific, we watched from episode 4 up to episode 9. So, Remington, be honest with me. Do you understand why I love and enjoy the show, or are you going to say things that just make me sad? You're going to try and make me sad on our birthday? On our lovely podcast birthday? You're going to make me sad and cry like a little bitch baby boy?
I mean, hey, it might make decent content.
To listen to me sob into a microphone?
Yeah, we'll keep it in the realm of possibility.
I'll have you know, man. My tantrums are legendary. Can go for 3 days straight.
I decided to do my usual review whenever I need a refresher and listen to the second part of our podcast episode about it.
Yep.
And I was just reminded of my thoughts, which we touched on, my memory of my thoughts, but to remind people properly of my thoughts of the first 3 episodes, I had some issues with how Frieren was handled in terms of like a little bit of her character and some immortality tropes, but I also thought the show had very strong writing, compelling world building, and some vivid characters. So overall, a good little blend of shit.
Yeah.
Episode 4 opens up. They're helping out this town clean up the beach, and just generally helping out. Frieren doesn't like waking up early, and so Fern often has to help her. They clean it up. There's a festival, wake up for the sunrise. Frieren has, both in the past and now, doesn't really see what the deal is, why people get so hyped for this sunrise. And even while attending, she doesn't really care about the sunrise in and of itself, but she learns to appreciate it because Fern is really vibing with it, right? Which is nice. We also see some stuff with the old group, and they contrast Frieren's sort of thoughts on immortality and just sort of how she perceives things with the dwarves' mentality of living a long life. And I'll keep saying immortality. It's not proper immortality, but you understand.
No, it's just massively different lifespans from normal humans.
Yeah. It different term, but covers all the same tropes, and so, you know.
Yep.
For all intents and purposes, for the relevance of the narrative, it handles the same, but I acknowledge it's not proper immortality.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, just a nice overall bits of Fern and Frieren bonding, as well as some stuff from the past. Solid episode. Episode 5, we get into there's another village. There's ghostly kidnappers, and Fern wants to help, and so they're in a spooky forest, and ghosts from their past show up and get relatively quickly obliterated. Then they run into a big old dragon, and the dragon in its nest has a bunch of shit, and Frieren is like, oh man, both to get the shit and also to be helpful, we ought to kill this dragon. And so they blast the dragon, nothing happens. And Frieren is like, yeah, they're pretty resilient. Let's fucking run. And it is that quick, which totally works in this context of just being like, yeah, let's kick its ass. No, I didn't think that through. We ought to go.
It is one of the most D&D coded moments in the early parts of the show, and I love it for it.
It's when you hit an enemy and see its health bar appear and how little damage you did to it, and you're just like, no, I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
This ain't for me.
A 19 doesn't hit? Oh, it's time to go. It's time to leave.
I'm in danger. We get a sentimental, nostalgic breakdancing golem memory. Which, those are always fun. More shows should have sentimental, nostalgic breakdancing golem memories.
Agreed.
If you're not seeing the show, not something I'm going to explain.
No, you don't need to.
It is there for 5 seconds. But it's a really good moment.
There are great cutaway gags in this show. There really are.
That are both unique, fun, but also do add depth.
Yeah.
Which I can really appreciate.
Yeah, Himmel the hero loved breakdancing golems.
He did. So they're like, all right, we need some assistance. So they go to the dwarf, ask him for help. He recommends someone. It's like, dope, awesome. And that's when they visit Stark, the hero of the village, who has been guarding against this dragon for years. And they chat with him, and he sort of has a hero's arrogance, and then he's like, look, here's the deal. Never fought a monster. It was all dumb luck. Like, I was there. I was ready to kick its ass. But then, like, I froze. I was just ready to kind of die in that moment. And then the dragon ran away. And everyone thought I was super badass and cool. But if I'm going to level with you, I don't think I would have been able to do anything. And so they chat a little bit about how to handle this. They're like, we could use you as a distraction. And he's like, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm gonna fucking die.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like within this episode, look, I'm not saying that we meet who Shaun is in the show. All I'm saying is I know who high school Shaun would be cosplaying as for Frieren.
How dare you be so accurate? How dare you pin me down to the exact kind of characters I liked to cosplay?
and so Fern has a late night chat with Stark where they talk about stuff, and his training demonstrates that he is quite powerful. He just, has never actually fought a monster, and in fact his only wound is from the dwarf when they were training, and the dwarf got angry, and then they went their separate ways. So eventually they're like, all right, let's handle the actual dragon. We can figure out a way. Stark does decide to join him, and it's like, all right, you distract him for 30 seconds, bud. Send him in. And sure enough, he's able to hold his own. Not only hold his own, but he's able to slay the dragon. And he's like, I could use some help. And they're like, no, you're good, actually. And normally I might get a little frustrated at one-sided fights that have been like built up a little bit, but this one actually works because while on the surface it can seem like the stakes are about whether Stark can survive the dragon, right? It's actually just about him facing his fears, doing the heroic thing, and realizing his own power and strength.
Yeah, it's all a self-confidence thing, because Stark is one of my favorite examples of a cowardly character, but cowardly in like a good and charming way. Like, he's scared of the big scary monsters and lacks self-confidence, but when he's put into a corner and is in a situation where he needs to do what he needs to do, he gets it done every fucking time.
And I think two things really help make him a good cowardly character. One, he acknowledges his fear and is like, I don't know how to fix this. I'm just unsure what to do. It is a struggle. Like, he's quite reasonable about it. But he's also like, I want to get better. And so that pull of, I want to get better, but I acknowledge these issues within myself, and I don't really know how.
Mm-hmm.
I could give the very light critique that we probably could have mined this for a bit more content. I'm sure similar notes will appear later, but also for the most part, he has demonstrated he's wildly capable and can do terrifying things.
Mm-hmm.
To the thing that sort of initiated everything. So, I feel like we could have just extracted a little bit more value from it, but it's still a good moment.
Yeah. And I mean, it's honestly a very good introduction to his general struggles of becoming, a powerful warrior. And it like really solidifies who he is as a character for the rest of this show as well, which is great. And you get to see him get better and better and improve along the way.
Oh, for sure.
I love it.
So the three of them, now a trio, they go to another town. They're trying to pass through it, but the checkpoint is guarded, and they'll have to wait a few years because a bunch of demons fighting up north and whatnot, right?
Yep.
Demons running amok. And so it's like, oh man, that's a shitty wait. Can we find any way around? But eventually, some guards basically just recognize Frieren and are like, oh shit, you saved our asses long ago. Yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Go through. And it's a big old ceremony, and they're all very excited about it.
Except for Frieren, who is so upset because she wanted to hang out and read some books.
yeah. Episode 7. They continue their journey, right? They help out a little bit. There's a festival in this village, statues of the old crew. But then some demons show up. And so, Shaun, in part 1, you suspected that the demons might be a sticking point. Mm-hmm. And you did a little preliminary defense.
Yeah.
Well, Shaun, that was a reasonable thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it was all for naught, because I am unfortunately here to declare the demons are probably the worst part of Frieren. And the fact that you gave a preliminary defense of it signals to me that it's unlikely I'm the only one with a similar opinion.
Correct. And if anything, the people's biggest issues with it is that the worst kind of people are co-opting the demons as a perfect excuse to be racist. That is a real world thing that's happening with it, which ain't great.
I do think, especially with all of their kind talk, while it is far from the worst example in fiction that we can see, it's still on the not great side. It's one of the better examples of still not being great.
It's one of those old school fantasy tropes that under modern scrutiny, and if you compare it to real world peoples, just doesn't really work really well if you're trying to make them genuine characters and real things. And like I said, man, oh man, people talk about how Gary Gygax created one of the most popular role-playing games out there. But gang, if you ever actually looked into Gary Gygax as a person, he fucking sucked. He sucked real bad. Sucked real bad. So it's definitely a relic of fantasy tropes that isn't the best, but it's handled in such a way that as long as you can like put on your fantasy glasses and be like, okay, these guys are just bad magical dudes that can happen to talk.
I think because I'm sure there's also been a weeby backlash, more or less amounting to, how dare you say my beloved is in any way problematic, fuck you. How dare you bring any such things into this?
Yeah.
And once again, I do think that it is, it's less problematic than most other examples of this trope, but it doesn't transcend its problematic nature. And I've seen it before. There's a lot of really compelling, newer fantasy today. Like I'm thinking of especially some great examples in the tabletop role-playing space.
Exactly.
that are able to largely, transcend at least this specific problematic trope that is so ingrained. It can be done, and Frieren doesn't do it, but it is at least a less problematic version. That being said, that is not where my main criticism stems from.
Okay.
My main criticism is that it is just actively the worst, least interesting part of Frieren for so many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, the rest of episode 7, 8, and 9 are all about these demons. All right? All about these demons in town and their baddies, and they're trying to lie and be like, oh, we're on a peace envoy, but actually they are scum of the earth, the most vile, evil, reprehensible, no redeeming qualities, etc., etc.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to know how not subtle they're being, Rem, the leader of those demons, his name in German directly translates to liar.
Jesus Christ!
It doesn't get. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, every single name in Frieren is a
I
German
understand
word.
that Frieren has all sorts of on-the-nose names.
Yep.
If ever there was a category of people to not give on-the-nose names for, right, it would be the demons.
It would probably be the demons, yeah.
Like, give them names that translate to honesty, justice, beauty. Like, do that. And that already would be way more compelling. And it also kind of relates to the fundamental problem. Because inherently, I'm just trying to figure out, what are the demons really doing here? What value are they adding? And there's a few possible things that could be said for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
More or less, plot-wise, it's the demons show up, try to kill the others, get absolutely bodied, etc., etc. There is, just in case I don't mention it later, there is actually a really dope fight scene between Fern and Lugnuts. Genuine quality fight scene.
Yeah, close enough. I mean, I don't know if that's insulting to German people or the show or anybody. Like, I'm pretty sure it's Lugnut, isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
It's Lugner.
Lugner, yes, Lugner.
Oh, what? We can't. Forgive me. The woke liberals going after me because I mispronounced the demon's name.
How dare you get the demon name wrong?
So that is a genuinely good fight scene. The issue is the demons that we meet. They're supposed to be this specially constructed manipulator class, right?
Yep.
If anything, that is borderline their only trait thus far, right? Oh, and they really focus on magic and power, and then 2, they are liars and manipulators. And so there are ways to do that in a very compelling way, and that isn't to have basically every demon be interacting being like, oh, me? Yes, I'm just poor and innocent.
like you when you play Blood on the Clock Tower is what you're saying.
I feel like if you're trying to convince us that these are manipulative shitbags, manipulate us as the audience, and they kind of try to do this with a flashback of a young demon child who turns against it. But even that is introduced after... and more or less remembered as an example of why demons are liars and bad. And so we as the audience don't go on that journey, right? We're told in advance.
It would have been better, like, if they wanted to try and trick us at all, then maybe lead the episode with that flashback, like an in media res flashback of Himmel the hero story. So we're kind of like, oh, I wonder why we're watching this. And then immediately smash cut to all the stuff with the demon so that we can at least feel like...
Here, let me provide an alternative for you, all right?
Okay, yeah.
Say within the village, I don't know, they get separated from Frieren. Also, I'm going to introduce a character, because for this to work, a meaningful character is going to have to die, and people will be angry if I say Stark. Stark has value and is great. So what I'm going to do is say Stark's like younger brother who's like a teenager, right? Not a full kid.
Yeah, but Stark's brother, perfect.
Does he have a brother? Perfect.
Maybe.
All right. Let's have him show up and be vulnerable. I don't give a shit about really character. He looks up to his brother, and maybe that was the thing that helps him even motivate him for the dragon fight. And his thing, he has high aspirations of being one day as good as his brother.
Yeah. Man. For folks who don't know, me and Rem are experimenting with recording with being on camera again. And keeping a straight face is very hard sometimes.
So, when they get to the village, say they're generally separated, right? Maybe Frieren is taken into custody, but maybe Fern and Stark and the little brother aren't even informed why. A demon shows up, they're immediately like, I don't know about this, man, but are able to be swayed and convinced by a genuinely earnest demon who's like, hey, I think your friend was taken into custody by mistake. I have some connections. I might be able to help out and stuff.
Yep.
Blah, blah, blah. Through an episode or two, gains their trust, show some examples that really do seem to demonstrate just being an upstanding guy, like, holy shit, really stuck his neck out for us. And then it has to end with Stark's little brother fucking dying, right? Yep. Fucking dying. And so then us as the audience, we can go on that meaningful journey that it tries to present, but undermines immediately, of being like, oh shit, that's a fucking demon. Well, yeah, I guess we should question our assumptions. I guess maybe they do have a large degree of humanity in them. God damn it, what the fuck you, demon? And then we will share a similar sentiment to Frieren. So even if Frieren's ideals get subverted later, right? We will emotionally be on that journey right there alongside, as opposed to the way they've done it, which just hasn't been convincing, interesting, or frankly, good. And it's like the demons could also provide a sort of thematic contrast to Frieren, where they too sort of view things on these macro scales of really refining even a single type of magic, of not valuing humans as much. But at least in these first 3 episodes, while those thematic comparisons and contrast could exist, the show, if anything, it's terrified of you comparing them too closely. It's a little bit worried. It's like, yeah, I mean, the similarities, never, because they are categorically evil and Frieren isn't. See, that's, so ultimately, there's no meaningful similarity could exist, right? Because they're so evil. And that then undermines the thematic contrast you could provide. And thus, if they're not going to be particularly compelling or interesting villains, in large part, at least the handful we've seen so far, which has been a decent portion, and they're not going to provide meaningful thematic contrast, and once again, who knows, maybe later down the line, they can do a little bit of these things. You should, if there's ever a time to do it, it's when you are really first depicting them on screen for a prolonged period of time. That's the time to really do it. So if they do it later, that's great. The opportunity is very much missing here. And what it ultimately just ends up being is convenient genre-safe plot devices, which I didn't think this show needed. Because I was vibing with the characters, with the personal stories, with the things that may come up, and there might be threats and battles and things, but more on a case-by-case basis, and maybe some longer arching things, but related to the overall goal of, like, learning about humanity, understanding the people she is close to, right? And it almost feels like the show became a little bit scared that it wasn't shonen enough. And it very much seems, especially because they've introduced, like, the 7 sages of destruction, that the demons and fighting demons is going to be a much more prevalent part of the show. And that is wildly disheartening, because in a show that has a great degree of originality, depth, nuance, effort, and thought put in, the demons just feel so lazy, so cliche. They belong in a different fucking show. One that the weebs will still slurp up, but one that I won't watch.
Well, Rem, I'm gonna give you some what I think you'll consider good news.
Okay.
Aside from the very next episode, which is very much a flashback style episode featuring Frieren and her mentor, the rest of the season, the remaining 18 episodes, have no really major demon interactions whatsoever.
Oh, thank God. Because I was a little bit feeling like I did at the end of Promised Neverland, where I was like, this has all been quite good, but the projected trajectory heavily concerns me.
Yeah. Like, genuinely, the next time we have, like, a major demon interaction, literal demon interaction, I should say, is beginning of the second season.
Okay.
So,
yeah, because
the
it
show's
is
core is still there. It's just that they really
good.
needed to establish these demons as being a genuine threat and part of the reason that the journey Frieren went on in the first place. And
But they also do heavily undermine that they're threats, because more so with anything else. I talked about, look, with the dragon, it's fine that it's not a threat because it wasn't about being a threat, right? With the demons, they should be threats, and the show wants you to care about them being threats. But at the same time, every single time a demon is able to hurt a main character, they're like, and now for my monologue. And it's like, oh, okay, so we're once again in a show that's done so well with not doing lazy tropes. With the demons, it really hits the bingo card with every single fucking one. And I'm just bewildered. There's a way to, and even, okay, Shaun?
Yep.
Let me fix the demons with a simple tool, a porn star. Let me take that out of the toolkit, you know?
Hey, Rem, I don't think it's very sex positive of you to call them a tool.
Wait, this one is, so it's okay.
Oh, okay.
They're also fictional, so it's okay.
Oh, they're not real. Okay, yeah, then fuck them. Tool them up, baby.
There's a really solid, like, 2020 something movie, directed by Sean Baker, the same guy who did Anora, called Red Rocket. All right, and it's all about. Yes, deliberately so. Yes.
Okay.
And it's all about this former porn star who goes back to his small town, and trying to find his place. He's homeless. He's having a rough go of things. He's struggled, and it's clear that, like, he's been a bit of an asshole, but he shows up with a great degree of sincerity, and he's very apologetic. And he's like, "Look, I have fucked up so much. All I need is an opportunity to find my footing again, right? To figure out my place and to reach stability. I recognize I have a lot that I need to work on. I'm willing to work hard. I'm willing to everything I need to get better, right?" And so people, those who he has scorned before, they take him in. They take him in. And then he utterly betrays all of their trust. Not even be like, he's not like, oh, I want to hurt them so much. He is just a self-centered asshole who does not consider the well-being of others in any meaningful way. And so all the times where he presented himself with contrition and sincerity, it was just a means to an end. But it's able to even convince the audience to root for him until even the audience ends up feeling betrayed. It's a great example of what the demons in Frieren could have been. They could have been so good with that. But for some reason, I can't emphasize how bewildering it is. How bewildering it is. It's the good old horse meme of the drawing of a horse, right? Where the demons are just scribbled in, and you're like, huh? And it's like, same guy made that. And I'm like, really? Really? And he thought he should go into he thought that would complete the horse. He thought that was the right choice. So
yeah.
The problematic elements certainly do exist, though not as bad as other things. But just as, if not more damning, is the fact that it's lazy and bland and uninteresting, and it's filled to the brim with all the cliches that Frieren has otherwise been able to largely avoid or subvert, or at least execute with depth.
Yeah, no, it is genuinely one of the sticking points for most people in the show. Maybe not to the degree that you're saying, because more people latch onto the controversy that I mentioned before, which is a false controversy, if anything. and the trappings of the old school trope. But yeah, no, that's genuinely one of the weaker parts of the whole show is just how the demons are handled overall. Because yeah, not once as a watcher do you think that these demons are going to do something okay. Like not even
Yeah.
once. Like even when they go full mask off in private, you're like, yeah, of course.
And even those moments are so wildly unnecessary. It's like, we don't need the villainous monologues. We don't need them in private to be like, aren't we so evil and villainous? Yeah. Oh, look at us. Like, we don't need any of that.
Yeah.
At all.
Hey, man.
It's the only time where I'm like, does Frieren think we're really fucking stupid? Does Frieren think we're dumbasses? The rest of the time, it's like, hey, we have a pretty smart audience. But which is why I'm like, it feels so forced in just to make it more shonen.
I mean, in fairness, people do genuinely love the shonen action elements of this little mini arc. Like, you would describe it as sawdust, people fucking eat it up, and let's be honest, who doesn't love the idea of an adorable little elf girl telling a demon to kill themselves?
Look, Fern and Lugnuts, that is a great battle, somewhat detracted by the fact that either one could have killed the other much, much earlier and had motive to, and no real reason not to, but decided against it. Which ain't great. And similarly, Stark should be dead multiple times over. It's the laziest form of plot armor, where it's just like, yeah, they didn't feel like killing you, or they did really feel like killing you, but they decided not to really check you were dead. Because they may enjoy the act of killing, but God forbid they desecrate a body. They're above that.
Well, Aura wasn't, clearly.
If they think you are dead, they ain't gonna touch it. They're gonna be like, yeah.
I mean, Aura was the exception, and it didn't go well for her either.
Oh God, I feel like Aura, already from what we see in her, look, I know what the weeps have done to her. That's all I'm gonna say. All right.
Oh, you know. You know?
Not from personal experience, just as soon as Aura popped on the screen, I was like, that's weeb bait.
That's bait.
Yeah, that's weeb bait right there. Right?
I'm going to tell you right now, there are edgy artists on the internet that do even weirder shit with her. Yeah, I don't... Look, man, there are some people who have pencils in hands that love the idea of decapitations. That's all I'm going to say. It's weird. It's weird. Aura fans are weird. But genuinely, people still love all that interaction because they call it quote unquote aura farming, as it were. Which I'm sure you vehemently disagree with. But yeah, to confirm what I just said, after this, demon interactions are minimal. We get more journeys Frieren on their journey, and like the next actual like stitched together arc, which is like the last like half dozen or so episodes, maybe a little more, maybe closer to like 10 episodes of the season, all revolve around a certification exercise because hey, Frieren doesn't have a certification anymore because it's been fucking ages.
Sure. I really hope that for any future, frankly, even battles, I hope closer to the dragon fight and much less like the demon fights, that they focus on stakes that are not main character death.
Yeah.
Because, frankly, obviously not. I don't know. Maybe they can try to get one in season 2, though even then I'd be surprised if it was like one of the main 3.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you can't convince me that those are the stakes, but what you can do is make me invested in, like, I don't know, a young group of adventurers to be who travel through the forest near their village, all pretending to be adventurers, right? But then they get into some real shit and we need to save them. Or just like very personal stakes where it's like, oh, main character's view of this is being shattered And this could like mentally break them a little bit. Those fascinating stakes because it's an actual possibility space that I believe, right? If you're like, is this character gonna die? That's not stakes. I know the answer, so I care less about the question.
So the idea of like a pseudo tournament arc, like certification exam type thing, could be a little more interesting for you, where like death isn't an obvious like consequence, but hey, we've just got introduced to a bunch of potential side character mages who want to be certified so they can go on adventures and get better opportunities, but not be able to.
Basically, the stakes, if they're about the party, they should largely be internal. If you have external stakes that have to do with danger, then they should be about other people. Make us care about others, and then add the external stakes to them. And then, pivotally, also sometimes don't leave it obvious that the day will always be saved perfectly. Sometimes maybe we mostly saved the day, but we did have to make this sacrifice, and that kind of fucking blows, right?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even need to go on this rant if it weren't for the demons.
Well, that's why I stopped you at the end of the demon stuff, my guy, because I knew that this was going to be the biggest sticking point for you in the show. Because, like, I know immediately after, like, this and that flashback episode I mentioned, we are going to go back on a journey. We're going to add another character to the party for a little bit. We're going to have some more interactions. We're going to have some more vignette stories. We're going to have more character interactions, which you enjoy. We're going to learn more about the different peoples in the different world. We're going to get that huge, massive tournament arc style certification exam, which is great and fun and interesting. And, like, the stakes are partially there because, I mean, we know Frieren, like, technically is, like, the best mage ever, like, currently alive. But even the best mage ever currently alive can sometimes have issues with bureaucracy.
Yeah.
So,
So, Shaun, the real question is, if you're Stark, which one am I and Dylan?
God. Man. Of the main three?
Yeah.
Dylan's Fern. Just straight up the most responsible one, the one that gets mad at us whenever we do something wrong. And
I'm the temperamental aloof elf.
Yeah. Which, man, makes my affection for Frieren a little awkward now.
Always here for you, Shaun.
I mean, like, I don't know if you've noticed. Actually, there's no way in hell you've noticed, but, like, every time I go live on Blue Sky, I use a Frieren GIF to announce it.
Yeah.
Because I can't help
Goddamn
it. I love
weep.
her. I love her so much. She's wonderful.
See, and if you were if part of the old crew, then it makes a lot of sense that I think you'd be Eisen. Just as how Frieren and Fern are like, hey, Stark, you got a little bit of Eisen in you. So too do I see a little gruff dwarf in you.
Okay.
And if our listeners want to see a little gruff dwarf in Shaun, you can go check out our OnlyFans.
No. Actually, Fansly is more appropriate now because they actually seem to care about.
You can go check out our Fansly, where a gruff little dwarf will be right in there for Shaun.
Jesus Christ. Christ almighty. Wait, does that imply that Dylan is Hyder the drunk priest?
Let's see.
Because it's either that or he's Himmel the hero, which is awkward for you because that means you have a long lost unrequited love with him. Like those are the comparisons we got to make in this situation.
I think drunk priest does work quite well.
Yeah. The man vehemently says that he does not want to be a parent, but I bet if he was in a situation where he was the only option, he would be a great one.
Hey, I call him daddy every night. All right, we've entered the horny part of the episode.
I mean, it was inevitable. We're talking about one of my favorite shows. I love elves. Sue me. God almighty. But yeah, no, all in all, this, you can still at least understand why this is one of my favorite shows, though. Despite its obvious flaw being...
It has some notable issues. And if it is still ranked number one, which I guess we're about to get to.
Yeah, because you did find out that
I don't think it quite deserves the very top spot,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
yeah, it deserves high acclaim.
Okay.
It deserves high acclaim, certainly. I don't think it deserves the top spot, but it's good. It's
Out
good.
of curiosity,
it's very good weeps.
were you paying attention to the exact number that I said at the time of that recording? 2.5, 3 years ago.
I believe it was over 9.
Okay. Well, Rem, then let's go with your guesses. Because if I recall at the time, I mentioned that it was at the number 1 slot, which was insane. But it's happened in the past on Mao where something has obtained the number 1 slot and then has dipped down over time after hype and such has faded away.
Oh yeah, because when we first covered it, it was pretty hot off the presses.
Very fresh, because I couldn't wait to talk about it, man.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. Yeah, no, because I can't remember exactly when we talked about it, but I think there had only been like a small handful of episodes out at the time. Because like if we did that episode like in the beginning of fall or like October or somewhere in that range, then yeah, there would have only been a handful of episodes out at the time. I think we might have recorded it in December or January, but I genuinely cannot remember off the top of my head.
I think, let's see, I feel like it's still going to be over 9. Well, if anything, I don't know if it's changed all that much, because it's lost the new hype bonus, but I think it's maintained borderline a similar amount.
Well, if it helps you, Rem, I don't know if I mentioned it in the top half, but I think I did. The second season is currently airing right now as well. Which means a lot of new people starting it for the first time because they hear how hyped the second season is.
Okay, all right. And there could be a backlash quotient, though.
Yeah.
To what degree? I'm gonna say. All right, here's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
While I listened to the episode recently, it was just to get my thoughts. I don't pay any. I stopped as soon as I stopped giving thoughts. I'm confident it was over 9, but I'm gonna try to remember what it was and more or less try to guess just that
as close to
because
I
feel like it's gonna still be in the same ballpark.
Okay.
9 point. I think it was higher than 9.1. I think it was a 9.2 something.
Okay.
Which is insane, but also I guess it would make sense if it was the highest. So I'm going to say 9.2 flat. It might have gone down, might have gone up, but I feel good about 9.2 flat.
Okay. I obviously can't...
Not as blind as I usually go in, but
Yeah, I obviously can't compare it to back then, but I think you're right. It was over 9 at the time at minimum. Because it would have to be in the number 1 slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, at the time of this recording, the first season of Frieren has had only 814,000 ratings, which kind of seems low in the grand scheme of things when you compare it to something like the previous one before Frieren came into the picture, being Full Metal Alchemist, that had like 3.6 million ratings. But, that's a difference of like 15 years.
Yeah.
But with those 814,000 ratings, Soso no Frieren is sitting nice and pretty at 9.28. It is still number 1 to this day and has not dropped since.
I feel like it may have even gotten higher, but it's still in the
it's definitely
relative
same
ballpark.
Like I'm gonna send you the stat breakdown of it real quick because it is bonkers.
Good Lord. Here's... Can I make a controversial hot take?
I mean, it's nothing stopped you in the past, my man.
I feel like Frieren being number 1 is indicative of the lack of consistently high quality anime. Because it does a lot that's wildly impressive. But I can think of multiple non-anime shows that do those things equally as impressive that are certainly not number 1 ranked shows. But I believe that because the weeps have been fed sawdust, being fed something that's genuinely a really good meal, right? This isn't just being given hamburgers. This is a genuine, really good meal, right? But then the weeps are like, yeah, so it's it cannot get better. And I'm like, what if I told you? What if I told you it could get a bit better?
I mean, I'll be honest. It's not my number one. I love it. It's frequently in my top 10 and
it's really good.
And
it is
usually
very
in my top
impressive.
5, but I still think Fullmetal Alchemist overtakes it 9 times out of 10 as a full, complete story. Maybe once Frieren fully wraps up and finishes, maybe I'll readdress that. But as things stand right now, it's still up there for me, but I don't think it's number one. Oh,
I can't wait for Frieren to take a Game of Thrones like turn where it just fucking crashes. There's just like one season that undermines everything.
Oh God, I look. We don't talk about season 7 and 8 of Game of Thrones, man. We just don't. Because fucking hell. See, this is why if you don't finish your damn stories, somebody's gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
Fucking Martin. But to put things in even more perspective for you, Rem, the second season of Frieren is sitting at 9.20 right now, so it's in second place. Third place is the Chainsaw Man movie, which still has some recent hype around it, and then fourth place is Full Metal Alchemist, which I genuinely think should probably still be at the top. But I'm not going to complain about Frieren being at the top because I love it.
Look, while I don't think I think it's far from like the best of the best of the best, right? It's great, but not the best of the best of the best. I do think that it is compared to a lot of competition, a worthy candidate.
Well, considering number 6 is season 3 part 2 of Attack on Titan, the weebs, you can't take Mal as gospel. We use it because it's a convenient tool that helps us get a general idea of what the weebs think, and also it gives Rem fuel to get mad at y'all.
Yes. Well, happy anniversary, Shaun.
Happy anniversary, Rem. 8 whole years. Holy hell.
So fucking long.
I mean, well, and yet here we are.
Will we get to 10? Or will I perish before then?
It's not a matter of what will you perish, it's a matter of who kills you first.
Will I get murdered? Slash, I'm a candidate for my own murder. Will I get murdered before our 10-year anniversary? Oh, yeah. Like, I don't think I'm top 3, but I'm probably in the top 10 of people who want to kill.
Yeah, because, like, let's see, there's Dylan, me, our audience. Yeah. They count as one, really.
Well, I mean, there's specific members of the audience who are out for my ass.
Oh, you're telling there are some that are out for
Shout
my
out to the hate listeners out there.
Oh, man, there are more than I would anticipate, honestly.
Shout out to the hate listeners. I'm going to love with you. Don't really know what you're doing, but sure, you make number go up, so
thank you. Love that algorithm, baby. Yeah, generally speaking, that's where we stand. 8 years feels great, feels wonderful. We'll keep you alive as long as possible, man. We might have to life support you occasionally, but that's just what we're here for.
Hell yeah.
So with that in mind, final question for you, Rem. Any chance you'd like to try some more Soso no Frieren with me?
A hesitant yes. Just because of the demons.
Just because of I promise you the demons are not a major factor for the rest of the season.
Okay, then yes.
Okay, thank you.
Especially when they were just like the 7 sages, I was like, no.
Hey, dog,
don't make this about picking them off one by one.
Haven't seen a single one since, so you're good.
Honestly, that's something they can just forget about.
Oh yeah,
it would have been also so much more compelling because Frieren's thing was she killed the Demon King.
Yeah,
right. Like that was their big adventure. It would be so much more interesting to, if anything, see a demon civilization in shambles and borderline like in apocalyptic recovery. And that could even be a nice contrast to human world doing all right. Demon world has no idea how to restructure. Maybe different groups argue in different ways. Basically, I'm just begging for any other way to handle the demons.
Okay. And hey man, I'm gonna keep watching season 2 and I'm gonna keep reading the manga after that as well. I'll let you know if there's any like general improvements across the board. Although if people want us to come back and revisit the show, I'm always happy to talk about it.
Hell yeah.
But with that in mind, thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you enjoy Rem, generally having a good time but being confused by anime as a whole, then please head on over to wherever you get your reviews. You get your podcast and leave us a review. Only been doing it for 8 years. It's fine. Don't worry about it. They mean the world to us, and we do read every single one. And if that is still not enough for you, you can head on over to twitch.tv/animeoutofcontext, where myself, Dylan, and Remington occasionally play video games very poorly. Started Final Fantasy V? Pretty good. It's pretty good. And if that is still not enough for you, patreon.com/animeoutofcontext, where you gain access to all kinds of lovely bonus material, including the opportunity to be thanked live on the podcast. So, Rem, who we thanking this week?
Well, as always, we would like to send our regards to all of our bland bitch protagonists as well as our magical girls. We really appreciate. But moving on, we get to our yandere waifus, who this week are biting themselves and summoning up some crystalline blood weapons. And on that list, we have Snooty Root, Gripin. And now we move on to the Boy Wizard tier. What are they going to get this week, Shaun? Ma wants to ask Dylan how to get into voice-over acting.
Not a clue. Let me know when you find out.
Tech Turtle, the wheel is rolling towards a Mirai Nikki revisit. Random Belgian Waffle, Yeti Ramsey. I bet Shaun's 8 inches and getting sniz on the daily. This podcast just to distract the husbands.
What?
I love the implicit lore that we know that most of our audience is male, and so he's trying to distract the husbands. The husbands are listening to our podcast, I guess just in another room, as he fucks the wife.
That is an advanced form of cuckery that I don't know if is plausible.
See, Shaun prefers it when he's listening to the podcast when he has sex. So
oh God, what in the American Psycho would that be? Just listening to my own voice? It's like, no, you need to be quiet. I need to this is the part where I make the really funny joke.
That would actually be such a good like character introduction in like a show or a movie, right?
Someone who listens explicitly to their own shit.
Yeah, like it turns on, and it specifically podcasts. Podcast is better than anything else because having an ego about a podcast, my God.
Look, we know the space we're in.
Look, podcasts, they're not cool. They're not impressive.
No.
We're happy you're all here, but we're under no illusions of what we are.
Yeah, like, if anything, we're the outliers because we like gay people.
Oh, man. Back to normal potato farming, I guess. Is Egg Shaun and Judy Hopps Yuri, hashtag diversity win?
I mean, technically it would be. It's like, technically it would be, yeah.
Well, I would say it isn't, because I think if somebody is an egg...
They haven't been cracked yet, so it's not quite Yuri, it's Yuri adjacent.
Yeah. Because, you know, some eggs... And first of all, eggs, like, look, in day-to-day life, you shouldn't predict eggs. It's okay to predict Shaun, though, because that one's accurate. Any other one, it's problematic and don't do it, all right? It's more of a retrospective thing.
Yeah. Yeah, like, if you try to, like, egg-vestigate people, is that the phrase that they use? I could have just made that up. I genuinely don't know. It seems like an easy portmanteau. But
yeah, for all intents and purposes, I'm like, hey, whatever you claim to identify as
that's
is what you are.
Yeah.
Even if all the evidence points to you possibly, like, for example, I saw the TV Glow.
Yeah.
Owen, I talk about him as a he, even though it's a very obvious trans allegory, and very clearly Owen would be so much happier and more fulfilled.
Yeah, and
however,
that's just kind of
until that egg gets cracked. Yeah, you can't be the one to crack it. You got to let them crack the egg.
Hilariously, there is also there's a character in Final Fantasy V, one of the main party members, that kind of falls into that category as well.
Yeah,
like, you know, princess raised by pirates mostly refers to themselves as male, because raised by pirates, and it's like, you know, there's something going on there. But the nice thing is it's up for interpretation.
Happy Egg Fest, everybody.
Happy Egg Fest.
Let's see. Wheel Remington talk about the time God makes Hosea marry a hoe. Gandalf wants to take Shaun's hobbits to Isengard, wink wink. Shaun, you can't make anal beads from Bakugan, stop trying.
Oh God! Imagine an accident involving those.
Give him a jiggle and then just all... Oh my God.
Oh, fucking...
That is a wild image.
Unleash the dragon. Oh my God.
Welcome to Sword Art Remington. Princess Cialis keeps dying. Calderius. Ryan Moody. Week 35 of using my Patreon name to request code geese. Sparsy. That time I reincarnated as a podcast host and forced to weeb. What does Goon got to do with it? Shaun's gonna enter his ice arc and show protesters what's up. By that I mean he's gonna plow Judy in an ice bath at a protest.
I...
Would you prefer they meant something different, Shaun?
No, I'm just trying. I'm processing to start with.
It's got layers.
There's layers to this, and I'm just trying to think to myself, would I do that if I knew it would be effective? Like, as an effective form of protest. Would I do that? I think I would. Which doesn't do great things for the Judy Hopps narrative, but... Like,
if you knew that it would have a tangible effect in fighting tyranny.
Yeah, like, if I knew, I think I definitely would, because, like, that seems extreme embarrassment for me, sure. But if it fucks over ice in some way, then yeah, absolutely.
if it somehow furthered the cause.
Yeah, like, genuinely, I would do a lot of ridiculous things to, fix our stupid funky country. Which is why Remington's running for president and I'm his running mate.
Oh God. Hey, I can't. At least not this next cycle.
Again, you're not old enough.
Yeah, give it a little bit of time, and then I can.
Yeah.
I shouldn't, but I could.
I don't think you could do worse.
There was one time where I was doing a sort of college test at the community college, right? And the sort of proctors, they both looked at me and they were like, "Are you a politician?" I don't think I give politician vibes, but both of them really felt, and I was like, "No," and they're like, "You ought to be. You could be a really good
what
mayor."
A damnation
and I was like,
of your character.
What does this mean? And they like, I had been there a couple times, never had a meaningful conversation, had just been there for a variety of tests. And the fact that, like, one of them was saying it while another one, both of them just sort of like middle-aged women, the other one behind the first was just sort of like nodding and in full agreement. And I was like, what? Huh? What does this mean? What do I take from this? Swaraj Verdi, Jake Dent, Wolfire 56, The Nerd 98, Lucky Stars, the King of Moe. Shaun, please put Rem in the jar. I'm getting bored of Judy. Melania deserves a real episode. No April Fools. I can't believe I've made an account for this. Wes Kane tuning into my fave anime podcast where the boys teach us about nodding, or they would if Shaun wasn't a coward. Bento Kato, hey Rem, would you pick up an Abyssal Whip next time you get sent to the Abyss? Thanks. Shaun just wants an Appletini and a place to stick his weenie. Remington's right. Josh DePeniere. Red Pill Rollins tuned in to the other halftime show. I mean, he's just a really big Kid Rock guy.
I hate Kid Rock so damn much. I hate him so much.
He's listening to it on repeat.
God almighty, do I hate him. I didn't watch anything from the Super Bowl this year.
Shaun's exact quote was, "I don't know who this Bad Bunny is, but he sounds un-American."
Okay, first of all, sir, surely I would be into Bad Bunny. Based on all of your previous jokes. Surely that should be my favorite.
Well, no, because you felt misled.
I
Initially,
felt misled.
You thought, you went on to the Bad Bunny subreddit, assuming that it would be lots of certain kinds of pictures of Judy Hopps, and when you didn't find that, and instead found a Puerto Rican pop star, you were disappointed and harbored that hatred in your heart ever since.
Oh, I see.
Meanwhile, see, I can respect Bad Bunny, particularly for his wrestling talent.
Interesting.
Real ones know what's up. This week's identity pitch, Shania, the queen of girl failures.
Shania?
I look, I don't think it needs to be Shania. I think it could just be Shaun. I think Shaun, or if anything, maybe Shaun could be the queen of girl failures. Is it weirder and more compelling if he is the king of girl failures? And then we just have to parse with what that means and how problematic it may be.
So, like on the spectrum of girl failure and boy failure, I'm firmly in girl failure while still being like a cis male.
There's meat on the bone. There's meat on the bone to explore.
Also, in fairness, I love girl failures. It's one of my favorite character tropes.
Yeah, I know you do, Shaun.
Okay.
Excuse me, that lolly is at least 500 years old, Shaun. How dare you lead me on? I thought for sure you were finally revisiting Demon Slayer. What's hilarious is this shows you that we're a little bit behind because this is patron reacting to part 1 of this very episode.
It's true. It is true. And they don't get to like on the Patreon. If you're still here and listening and haven't joined, you don't get to know what the anime is in the part 1. You just get to listen and be surprised.
Yeah. C.O. Sarah from the Shark Plushie, Aisha Gucci, Blarf, Macaroni Uchisa, Daniel Riot, the Nage Fang will conquer the world with the Ruiner Zoro as my navigator, Shaun ruined by Happy Sugar Life when he hasn't told a joke in a while. Tell us a funny joke, Mr. Rollins.
Capitalism?
Ha.
Thank you.
Super Zoo, Erica McCorkle, I really hope I wasn't late, I'm so sorry. Link Jokerl, Hayden Kristani, Shaun wants to give Spoonman a thank and yank. Rem uses the drums of liberation to free all weeps from bad anime. I want a Marvel movie starring Shaun as Spider-Man and Remington as Big Wheel. Shyamalanathon, apologist. Daddy Rem, tell my bedtime story about Shaun's nut. Turban, the capybara's love for Gojo is infinite. Make Shaun watch every Adam Sandler movie next year for April Fools. That's still, every time I read that, I'm like, I hope.
Cool.
Look, I'm not saying that a wheel is coming back.
I do know that somebody's come into our Twitch streams, Dylan specifically, and was like, I should apologize to Shaun, but they haven't come to me directly, which means there's still a layer of fear there. There's a layer of fear there that they know I'm gonna come for them.
I mean, of course. All right. There's 2 categories. No, 3. All right. Shaun's coming for his enemies. He's coming for Judy. He's coming for MILFs. All right. Those are the 3 categories he's coming for. Stacey's mom, Amazing Muffin, watching Requiem for Spoonman at 0.5 speed. King Rich Rock, pro tips out of context is run at things post will come back soon. Titan CNH, the Susanator. Rock hard for you dudes. Please go play Unbeatable. Yandere Neko, anime. I don't care if it is the year of the horse. Miska doesn't want to play Uma Musume. Fern the Fern. G Bottom AK Bear Trap. Merryversary. Okay, alright. Tomatawa Karangahanga Kawa Tamatia Turi Puka Puka Piki Manga Horonuku Pokai Wenaki Tanahata. Nailed it.
The best part is because of your pronunciation, I could not tell what language that was.
I imagine it's just one of them volcanoes that have endless names. That's my guess. Rem doesn't completely hate my favorite shows. No waifu, no laifu. Nipple more cage. Vary it up, all right? Would you prefer nipple-less cage or nipple more cage, Shaun?
I think the former.
Oh no, I think we could join a lot of other mammals back into having the 6 nipple setup.
I don't know, man. Like, people with a third one already feel weird enough as is, you know?
Well, yeah, because it's an odd number, all right? But then, if you doubled that, and
I mean, I feel like it'd be
symmetrical,
less weird depending on, like, the positioning, right?
See?
Yeah.
Shaun, just think of all the mommy milkers. Cheese Monkey, Jax, Federer Foxhole, Professor Fox, Jam Hands. Rem and Shaun can taste my big 3. Farmer Weed wants to congratulate the boys on 8 years, and oh my god, my nipples are on fire. Please send Shaun Stocky Castle Mortar. Valio La Pena? I don't have the answers for you.
Okay.
Ross Palmer, Cassidy, and now we move on to the Boy Wizard tier. What are they going to get this week, Shaun?
This week, they're going to get... I'm just going to give them some elvish names.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
On that list, we have Triangle Warlock,
You can have a Lysanthier.
Toaster bath 2 times 402 divided by 100.5, or you can just say 8 years.
How about Raymoira?
Melnick Suzuki.
Ornthalas.
Will is celebrating 8 years and episode 400.
Aegwin.
Dominite Dragon, it will Red Pill even Rem.
Island.
Rem, what is your opinion on Iron Lung?
Ray Taurus.
Rem is now Fooly and or Cooley.
Balinor.
Umbrasite.
Man, some of these fantasy name generators are funny. Winzidor.
Big Rare Kumiko.
Konal.
That Mouse Girl.
Wissanellis.
Truckoon Operator number 42.
Imon.
Bon Clay Goat and Kuma has the saddest backstory.
Tortoris.
Sammy K is here to remind you that you've got Uno and it's free, you fucking Belmont.
Cassethion.
Swedish Weeb.
Glinron.
Roscop.
Terran.
Carver 271.
Laura Maynor.
Chris Thorstad wants Rem Daddy to take the wheel.
Eldarenth.
Spoonman the Aristocrat is here for Party Quirks.
Bavaris.
Power Cells WW question of the month. Which superstar has your favorite entrance theme? Oh man, look, there's a lot of great one. You got Roman, you got Shinsuke's.
Shinsuke is one of my favorites. I know that much. Because he hams it the fuck up anytime he enters.
Oh yeah, he's great. Those are ones that immediately stand out, but there are a lot of heavy hitters.
They can have Morpheer.
The Great Ball of Despair misses you.
Ashrin.
The Wheel of Ka keeps turning.
Quinellis.
Beethoven 1201.
Let's go with Nuavis.
Umtums.
Haegwin.
Silent Secondary.
Chaina.
Miguel Deleon.
Liren.
And Allfather 413.
Luel.
And now we move on to the inappropriate Joey Wheeler tier, where Shaun, as Joey Wheeler, will tell you what wacky, zany, very niche spell you have found a grimoire for, and I will tell you the use case for that very niche spell.
So I'm coming up with a name for a niche spell?
Or just like what it does, it just needs to be real fucking niche.
Okay. All right.
So it could be Summon Breakdancing Golem. On that list we have Follow Anime Out of Context on Blue Sky. Happy anniversary to the pod. Shaun, may you find love as you found all of us. Ubau.
That is the nicest thing they've said in a long time, actually.
It's very kind.
That is very kind,
nice.
so thank you. It really contrasts you trying to rile me up by insulting my favorite One Piece characters.
So, Yokes, what very niche spell can they cast?
You know what? They can have... The spell that they can cast is one that allows you to find bugs after you've seen them once in your room, but you lose track of them, so you don't freak yourself out.
And what is great about that is that now you can take the immortal Snail of Death deals confidently, because as soon as you see them, you don't need to have that ever-present worry of like, oh fuck, where is the snail? I lost track of the snail. You know what the snail is. Free money, baby! Next up, we got Tonight is All About You, baby, and how you make me feel so good.
I think the super niche spell for you is gonna be one that, you know what, it's gonna be the one that fully cleans the crevices of your keyboard. You know, because it's a pain in the ass to take all the switches off and do it yourself. Spell just gets right in there and takes care of it.
And, what you're gonna do, not only clean keyboards, which is one thing, but you are going to accumulate the keyboard detritus, which you are able to so swiftly gather in this way. And you are going to turn it into a magnificent art piece, where you're going to build a human sculpture out of it, and it'll be called the Modern Man.
I don't like that, Ram.
And last but not least, we have Just Like Zoro, I too want a mouthful of Shaun's sword.
Okay, that's a new one. That got me off guard. Okay. Uh Whew, okay. Your spell. Man, oh man. Uh it is the perfect spell for finding missing game pieces specifically. Lord knows I wish I had that spell.
And the great thing, if you objectify the shit out of your partner and just think the relationship is a game, you always know where they are.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, all right. We have, I weirdly connected to Frieren because she was talking about how, like, the X-ray spell, it works based on what you perceive as clothes.
Yep.
It works on the user's interpretation of clothes.
Yep.
Poor
Stark. Poor Stark.
And so if you have just a strange, or if you just sort of like force an interpretation into your mind where you're like, no, I have to believe their skin is clothes. You cannot prove it otherwise to me.
I mean, what is skin if not clothes that we're born with?
Thank you all for tuning. Thank you all for tuning in. If you want to reach out for a comment, question, feedback, or recommendation, you can send an email over onto animeoutofcontext@gmail.com.
Once again, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. We love and appreciate you very, very much. And as always, don't fuck your sister. I can only survive off of eating pussy.